Chapter 7. The Surrender. Paradox. Before anything happened, they built the world in which it would happen. The room was windowless and quiet, separated from everything outside by a thick padded door. Heavy curtains softened the walls. Candles gave the room a warm, flickering glow. Flowers added a faint perfume. Soft, exotic music played somewhere out of sight. There were statues, too. Beautiful, slightly suggestive pieces that would have seemed harmless anywhere else. Nothing in the room was particularly dramatic by itself. Together, everything changed the atmosphere. That was deliberate. Before they went farther, he reminded her of something more important than anything in the room: her safe word. They had discussed this before, but repetition mattered. What they were doing wasn't simply physical. They were deliberately creating an altered mental space where imagination, anticipation, trust, and vulnerability could become unusually powerful. The safe word was the doorway back out. If she used it, the scene stopped. No argument. No disappointment. No need to justify herself. It protected her because she could end what was happening. It protected him because he could trust that her continued participation meant something. Only then did he show her the equipment: a collar, 2 wrist cuffs, 2 ankle cuffs, black leather. Thick, substantial. She picked up the collar first. The outside was beautiful: polished leather, careful stitching, solid hardware. Several heavy rings were positioned around it, allowing attachments from different directions. Then she touched the inside. She smiled. The lining was absurdly soft. That contrast appeared everywhere. The cuffs looked severe but were carefully padded. The hardware was heavy, yet the surfaces touching her skin were soft. They weren't designed merely to restrain. They were designed to create a sensation. She fastened one cuff around her wrist. Immediately she understood. It was firm, present, impossible to forget, yet strangely comfortable. That contradiction interested her. She had expected restraint to feel entirely threatening. Instead, another sensation existed beside the nervousness: security. The cuff held her. She didn't have to hold herself. He explained that these would become familiar pieces of their play together. The rings could be clipped in different arrangements, allowing many positions without changing the basic equipment. But today wasn't about discovering every possibility. Today was about understanding what wearing them meant. He watched her examine the collar again. "Still your choice," he reminded her. She knew. That was the paradox they had been approaching from the beginning. From the outside, surrender looked like losing control. Inside their agreement, something almost opposite was happening. She chose the room. She chose the equipment. She chose to continue. And she retained the one word capable of ending everything. That knowledge didn't weaken the illusion of surrender. It made surrender possible. She could explore vulnerability precisely because a structure existed underneath it. She could experience uncertainty because one certainty remained. She could give control because it still belonged to her to give. Eventually, she looked toward the restraints. Earlier, she had thought surrender meant having control taken away. Now she understood something different. Control could be offered. Temporarily, deliberately. And because it was hers to offer, surrender wasn't the absence of control. It was one of the most profound ways she could choose to use it.